Golden State Warriors News Today channel. Take the opportunity to leave that like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go to today's news.
What if the comeback destiny has planned for the Warriors is the most unexpected of all? While the Warriors celebrate their qualification after an electrifying Game 7 against the Rockets, a new discussion is surfacing behind the scenes. Could the path to the title involve a familiar face? Here at Warriors News Fan Update, we bring a narrative that goes beyond the scoreboard. Jonathan Kaminga, once seen as the future of the franchise, barely stepped on the court in the decisive series. 7 minutes, 0 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal. For many, a clear sign his cycle in Golden State may be coming to an end. On the other hand, a name is gaining momentum in the halls of the Chase Center: Andrew Wiggins. Yes, him. The 2022 champion. The forward who shone alongside Steph Curry and was a key piece in the team's last championship run. According to rumors, the Warriors may be open to a trade that brings Wiggins back, perhaps involving a sign-and-trade with Kaminga going to the Heat. But why now? Because the current roster needs stability, and Wiggins knows exactly how to fit alongside Curry and Butler. While Kaminga seems disconnected, with no renewed contract and increasingly distant emotionally, Wiggins brings experience, the group's respect, and memories of when everything worked. Analysts like Peter O'Keefe already support this move. And it wouldn't be the first time. James Wiseman was also traded to bring back Gary Payton too. The pattern repeats. The Warriors are seeking security for this final stretch, and Kaminga, unfortunately, has brought more uncertainty than impact. Kendrick Perkins was blunt. He's not there mentally. It's time to sit him. Meanwhile, names like Buddy Hield, Podziemski, and Moody are stealing the spotlight. The game moves on, and Kaminga, at least for now, has been left behind. With the Timberwolves ahead, the challenges grow. Anthony Edwards is at his peak. Gobert dominates the boards, and Minnesota's defense is a wall. The return of Gary Payton too may help, but the margin for error is minimal. Draymond has already promised composure and leadership. Kerr, on the other hand, trusts the Jimmy Butler factor to stabilize the team. The same Jimmy who will be booed in Minnesota like never before. But perhaps the biggest reinforcement isn't even in the locker room yet. Maybe he's just waiting for the call to come home. If you enjoyed this content and want to keep up with everything about the Warriors behind the scenes, trades, rumors, and stories like this, subscribe now to our channel Warriors News Fan Update and hit the notification bell. The next big turnaround might be just one video away. The possible return of Andrew Wiggins to Golden State is not just a technical matter, it's symbolic. It's as if the franchise is trying to reclaim a part of itself, a link to the most reliable and competitive version it has shown the world in recent years. Wiggins was more than a supporting actor in that 2022 title. He was a pillar. His suffocating defense, emotional control, and effort on both ends of the court were historic. That's why the idea of a return is so appealing. Jimmy Butler and Curry are playing at an extremely high level, but they lack that reliable third gear who knows the system and understands when to act without needing to be the protagonist. Wiggins fits this profile perfectly. It's no coincidence his name is back on the radar now that the playoffs demand surgical precision. As for Kaminga, it's painful to say, but he seems to have been swallowed by pressure. His absence in crucial games is no longer a mystery, it's a symptom. A symptom that he and the franchise are no longer aligned. No contract renewal, no playing time, and with a shaken mindset, the 22-year-old already seems mentally far from the Bay Area. Behind the scenes, sources close to the team say Kaminga felt betrayed by Butler's arrival. He believed this would be his breakout season. But the NBA waits for no one. Kerr had to make tough decisions, and Kaminga was sacrificed in the name of experience. And anyone who thinks this drama is limited to the locker room is mistaken. The fan base is divided. Some ask for patience with a young player, remembering his athletic potential and his brilliant flashes during the regular season. But others have already lost faith, tired of the inconsistency, the poor decision-making, and the lack of maturity. Meanwhile, the series against the Timberwolves approaches like a true trial by fire. Anthony Edwards will be the most explosive opponent the Warriors have faced so far. To contain him, every rotation piece must be at their best. Gary Payton, too, if he can return from illness, could be a key to that defensive puzzle. But no one disagrees, the margin for error is gone. Either the team adjusts or the dream dies. Draymond Green knows this. After his public self-criticism following the Rockets game, the veteran seems to have regained the emotional control that so often slipped away. His rivalry with Rudy Gobert will now gain a new chapter, and maybe the last one. Green versus Gobert, Edwards versus Butler, Kerr versus Chris Finch. This series feels like an epic battle. And in the middle of it all, the question remains, will Wiggins return? Are the Warriors ready to finally sacrifice the Kaminga project? Or could it be that, in an unexpected twist, the young player finds his place in the team again and silences all the critics? If there's one thing we've learned from this team over the years, it's that you should never doubt the heart of a champion. But we also know that new beginnings require tough choices. Because behind the scenes, something deeper is happening, a redefinition of identity. This team, which was once synonymous with lightness, magical shooting, and collective play, now walks a tightrope between a glorious past and an uncertain future. And that's precisely why every piece matters. Steve Kerr has never been one for easy decisions, and this may be one of the most symbolic of his career. Choosing between keeping Kaminga's promise alive or restoring the link with Wiggins is more than a tactical move. It's a declaration about what the Warriors want to become from here on out. The time for experiments is over. Now, every game is a final. Every decision could determine whether this dynasty still breathes, or if it will be remembered as a legend that lasted longer than expected. And there's another point that can't be ignored. Jimmy Butler's arrival changed everything. He brought intensity, discipline, and a winning aura that infected the entire roster. But at the same time, Butler accelerated the team's internal clock. With him, the time to win is now. There's no more room for slow development or youthful mistakes. Whoever's not ready, step aside. That's why names like Buddy Hield, Moody Podziemski, and even Tracy Jackson-Davis are getting valuable minutes. They play hungry. They understand that this is the moment of their lives. And maybe that's the ingredient Kaminga has lost: urgency. Behind the scenes, sources reveal that management is already exploring real possibilities for a trade involving Kaminga. The Miami Heat, for instance, could be a destination where he could reinvent himself. In exchange, Wiggins would return to the place where he finally found himself as a complete player. And that return would not be just technical, it would be emotional. Just imagine, Wiggins returning to the Bay Area, now as the third piece of a trio led by Curry and Butler, with the mission of closing the cycle on a high note. It would be the perfect ending to a story that, for a while, seemed to have ended too soon. Speaking as a Warriors fan, someone who lived every emotion of this dynasty, who celebrated the 2022 title and felt every fall since then, the possible trade of Kaminga for Wiggins makes me take a deep breath. Because honestly, my heart is divided. On one side, we have Jonathan Kaminga, a raw, athletic, young, explosive talent who showed incredible flashes. There were nights when he looked unstoppable, worthy of being the next big name on the team. But this series against the Rockets, man, it was hard to watch. The lack of energy, the lack of focus, the absence in key moments. It hurts to see such a promising player look so disconnected just when we need him the most. And the worst part, it doesn't seem to be just technical. It's emotional. It's mental. It's like he gave up on us before the end. On the other side, we have Andrew Wiggins, a guy who's already proven he can win here. He was the silent hero of the 2022 finals. Did the dirty work, locked down Tatum, grabbed rebounds, defended, attacked, did all. Never complained. And now, with Curry and Butler leading, he wouldn't even have the pressure of being the second option. He'd be perfect as the third gear. And more importantly, the fans trust him. The locker room trusts him. He knows the system. He loves playing here. As a fan, I wanted Kaminga to succeed with us. I really did. But time has passed. Patience, too. If the trade for Wiggins is real, I'm in. Because now it's win or win. And Wiggins helps us more in the now. And more, no one wants to see Curry's last dance end in a poorly managed rebuild. The time to act is now. And there's more. If there's one thing we Warriors fans have learned over the years, it's that there's no room for complacency. Either you give your all, like Draymond did in the last game, like Steph has done carrying this team for years, like Wiggins did when many doubted him, or you fall behind. Kaminga had opportunities. Many. And no one denies his talent. But talent without effort, without focus, without commitment to the group, doesn't work in Golden State. Here, you don't just play with skill. Here, you play with heart. And right now, with the playoffs underway, with Minnesota in front of us, and with a possible showdown against Luka or Antetokounmpo in the next round, the question we should all be asking is, who is truly ready to fight for this title to the very end? Wiggins has already shown he is. Jimmy Butler is proving it game after game. And Steph? Man, Steph is the beating heart of this franchise. The greatest of them all. We can't waste this chance. It might be the last real shot to fight for a trophy before an inevitable rebuild. And if that means sacrificing Kaminga, so be it. Because in the end, we root for a team, not an individual project. Now it's up to you, fan. Would you trade Kaminga for Wiggins? Or do you still believe there's time to save that future at home? Leave your opinion in the comments. We want to hear every point of view. Because here, every fan has a voice. And of course, if you made it this far, subscribe to the Warriors News Fan Update channel, turn on the notifications, and join us for this final stretch of the season. Because what's coming could change everything. The next play starts now.